I bought my first PS Vita in 2026, and in this video I'm going to cover up if it was worth it or if it wasn't worth it. So let's just hop straight to the video.
So the things on the Vita that I like is actually the camera. The camera is like pretty great. For the year that this device was released, it's like not that bad. I will pop up some footage for you like right now.
It's not that bad. I think it's actually okay. It's only a conflict camera, so or I might be just flipping, but I think you can't. So I'll record another one to show you the front camera. That's the selfie camera, so it's pretty okay. Here's the front camera. So it's actually not that bad. Let me take a look inside for you. Yeah, sorry, my window's kind of dirty, but like, yeah, it's quite okay. I mean, you know, it's not perfect. That's all those devices, but it really looks okay. I don't hate on it, because when you look at the 3DS camera, it's like 10 times worse than this. So, yeah.
Great thing about the Vita is that it's still supported by the PS Network. It's not as supported as it was, and you can do a lot of things on it, but it still supports Profis. So as you can see, here's my PS Network account, and it works normally. It doesn't have any problems with reading or anything. I mean, it can be kind of slow, but it is working. So check it out. Here's my profile. You have the trophies, and everything is here. So you can see my platinums and everything else. So the Vita can do a lot of things actually. You could play games. You could also browse network and do all kind of stuff. But you can also download videos, listen to music. That's actually great. I don't think the speakers are the best, but they are not bad. And since you can, use Bluetooth, because this device already has Bluetooth, unlike the 3DS. Oh, I might be wrong, I just don't remember the 3DS having a Bluetooth connection. It has a normal headphone jack, so you can use that, but it is working normally. So here's one of Polish songs. I hope you don't mind it. Yeah, as I said, it's not that bad. It is pretty loud. So the speakers are not the best, but they are not bad, Other things about the Vita that you can do without modding it are, get game cartridges and play them, but we don't do that here. You already know that it's modded. I mod all of my devices when I can. I have downloaded some games. Downloaded. The game that I'm playing currently is Minecraft, because I love the Vita version. Yeah, you can also play the upgraded versions. I think it's called like Enchant. The other great games that you have on Vita is, of course, Persona 4 Golden. You have Danganronpa. I actually love that series. I played the first one on my PSP, and now I'm playing the second one on the Vita. I have not played the third one. I am currently like halfway through the second one, and I will play the third one as fast as possible. When you have a modded Vita, you can play games that were not released on the Vita, which were made by some users on the internet. Like I have Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance that was not released on the Vita and is a great game. I also have nice things like Geometry Dash, and you can probably play a lot more than this. That's just what I have that I'm showing you as an example. Another thing on the Vita that is great, if you want an other look, because, the bubbles on the Vita may be outdated, you may not like them, everybody has their own opinion and preferences. I actually like the bubbles, but if you don't like them, you can just go to Retroflow and turn your bubbles. It kind of does have a look of a physical game, if you could call it like that. If you like that, use that. I don't like that much, but so yeah, that's what you can do here. Okay, so another reason why you should mod your Vita when you get it is to get important apps that can help you throughout your playthrough on any game. So my most favorite and important ones will be definitely Save Manager, because that's like something you should use. I use my PS5 a lot, so other great thing that I like is that Vita to PS5 that allows you to stream your PlayStation 5 onto your Vita screen. It's not perfect. When you get a good connection and good internet, then it will be better. Of course you have RetroArch, so you can play retro games, you can play emulators, you can play, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance and all the older emulators, you can play PS1, whatever you want. You also have an Adrenaline launcher that allows you to turn your PS Vita into a PSP. So you have actually everything. You have the dashboard, you have whatever you want. Yeah, so here's how it looks. You just have a PSP onto PS Vita. So yeah, that's nice. So the Vita in 2026 is actually a pretty good console since it is supported to the level that even the PlayStation Store is working. I mean, it's not great. But if you do not want to mod your Vita, and you do want to pay for your games, you can do that. You just have to go to the PlayStation Store, pick up your games for PS Vita, and you can buy them. That's kind of nice. Of course, I don't recommend buying games from here, since PS Vita is almost at the end of its lifetime, and it probably will be closed in let's say a year or two. I don't think you should do it, since you can get all the games for free. But if you do want to do that, you can do that. You can get all of these games for free if you just buy an SD card and mod your Vita. That's not that bad and not that hard. But if you don't want to do that, you can send it to me or any other person that does that, and they probably do it for you for a good price. So yeah, that's one thing. If you did mod your Vita, you can just go into this app and download all the games that you want to download from here. So you have all the games available on the Vita here, all the DLCs, you have PSP games, demos, themes, PS1 games, PSP DLCs, everything you want. And you can even download games from other regions like Asia, Japan, USA. If you are from Europe, of course, if you are from USA or Japan, you can download games from Europe, and it goes all the ways. So when you had modded your Vita and you want to download games that are made by the community or ports from games that are not available on the Vita, you just go to VitaDB and you can select apps or emulators that you want. So let's say I want to see games, so I go to original games, and you have games that are made by other people. But if you want ports of the games, so like play FNAF on the Vita or do anything else, let's go to most downloads, so it will be the most popular ones, and you can play Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Super Mario, Bully from Rockstar, you can play Zelda, Sonic Mania, Quake. You can play actually a lot of things that are not available on the Vita and are really nice. You can also download custom themes from this app, which is called the Custom Themes Manager. And you can download them casually from the internet, or you can put them on your SD card and you will probably read them. I personally do it from here. You just go here where it loads. Yeah. So you can download themes that are made by community or make your own ones. That's for you to choose. I have theme from there, that's from Chainsaw Man. It looks like ground, so that's nice. When you go and close your Vita, it looks also like this, so it's custom. And you can choose the background on every single one customly. It also changes the icons. Another thing that pushed me to buy this console is the fact that it has an OLED screen. And this console is 10 years old. That's amazing. Even the Switch in the release didn't have an OLED screen, and Switch 2 doesn't have one, so that is amazing. It really looks amazing and it feels amazing to play games on it. So the OLED screen is really something to look up to.
My explanation wasn't really great. I want to say what I wanted to say. So the slim version is not bad. I explained it as it was bad. It was not bad. It just doesn't have the old screen. But that is a great thing if you want more battery life, because the OLED screen was draining battery life really fast, and let's say you wanted to play God of War, you would have around 4 to 5 hours of gameplay, and you would have, let's say, 7, maybe even 8 hours on the slim model, so that's for you to choose. I chose the OLED model because I wanted the screen, and I don't mind the battery life because I usually don't play for more than like 3 hours.
It really does look nice. When you look at it, it looks kind of great. Yeah, so here's like one of my random Minecraft boards. Let me go outside and show you. It does look really nice. Another thing that is a must do with your Vita in 2026 is of course overclocking it. Why? The Vita was locked on lower system settings to prevent your battery life from draining fast. And when you do overclock your Vita, you can set everything to the max. And when you do that, it really is a big change. So let's say you're playing a God of War, then it really is something that you should look up to, because the Vita is great. For 2026 standards, it is kind of laggy and it is kind of sloppy, but when you turn the specs to the max and you actually use all of the Vita, then it is nice and it is played how it's supposed to be played. So yeah, you should definitely overclock it. And every tutorial, the things that I'm saying, like, you know, downloading games, modding your Vita, you can see all of that on YouTube. That's not that hard, but if you really don't know how to do it and want to do it, you, just as I said, you can send it to someone and have them done that for you. Like I said, I also do that for people, so if you have a problem, or if you're not experienced and you don't want to break your console, you can always send it to me or to someone else, right? The great thing about the overclocking is that you can show your FPS, your GPU usage, CPU usage. That's nice. You know, you can see it like that. And turn it however you want. You can do it bigger, smaller. I just use the FPS. So as you can see, when I'm not using any apps, I'm locked in 60 FPS, which is actually great. So yeah, if you want to play PS3 games, some cool ports, retro games, and every other thing that you can think of that PS Vita can handle, you should buy it. They also have a great camera, so if you are looking for that influencer stories on Instagram and you want to have a little better quality than the 3DS, take it to concerts or anything, just, you know, take a photo shoot with it. It also is great. The camera is just as I showed you, and it got that retro look on it still. Yeah, the PS Vita is still supported for the day that I'm recording it, and it's really great. If you want to know anything, you can always ask me in the comments. And I'm sorry if this video was not great, because that's one of my first ones that is in like long form content and I'm not used to it. But you know, I think that after some time I will just get used to it.
Yeah, so the PS Vita 26 is still a great console and I still recommend it, and yes, it is a good investment. So should you buy it? If you want, you can buy it. If you don't, you don't. So I think it is great. I think it will become as hyped as 3DS someday. So I do recommend buying it now. It can cost you when the hype comes. So that's all that I have to say. If it is still worth it, go and buy it.